Hi, my name is Mark Vesley, and I'm the Assistant Director of Facility Operations, and you are watching the Black and Gold Report on WFXB.
Hello Braves fans, and welcome to this season's final installment of the Black and Gold Report, a program all about UNCP athletics. I'm Kevin Freeman, and today on the show we'll be joined by head football coach Pete Shinnick to talk a little bit about spring football practice, and on the second half of the program we'll be talking to Brian Russo from the Advancement Office about the role that he plays in raising money for athletics. But first, as always, we're joined by Coach Shinnick. Coach, welcome back to the program, a grizzled veteran on this show. Let's talk a little bit about spring practice. It started this last Thursday, and for those who don't really follow the structure of your spring season, can you talk a little bit about the setup and how many days it lasts and things like that?
We get basically a month to get 15 practices in, and so we started last Thursday, as you mentioned. Both our first two practices had to be in helmets. So we went out and did a lot of things with our perimeter people, our skill guys. Sunday was our first padded practice. You're only allowed to tackle to the ground on a certain number of days, and you only get a certain number of scrimmages. So Sunday and this week we have been basically working to be able to get into a scrimmage-like situation. So our sixth practice actually will be the first time that we tackle to the ground and able to play, kind of what would be real football. So
with these first 3 or 4 days of practice gone, especially with the Braves putting on their pads on Sunday, how's it been? How's the team look this early?
It's been good. We've got a lot of guys returning on defense, and we lose pretty much our entire starting offensive line. Wes Carter, who is our lone returning starter, is out with an injury, so he won't be going through spring ball at all. But it's been interesting to get the young guys in there and to give them an opportunity to kind of show what they can do.
Well, you've answered this a little bit already then, but what kinds of things do you look for? What do you look to accomplish in the spring? And is spring really an opportunity, a chance for a guy to take over a starting role?
Most definitely. It's a great opportunity for young players to step up, guys who were second team last year who now didn't quite necessarily earn a starting position but have been moved into one due to graduation or due to injury. They've got a tremendous opportunity to show what they can do and to be able to showcase, so to speak, their talents in our offense and defense and special teams opportunities.
And as we talked last semester and throughout the season, it's such a grind to the fall season. When you're playing games, you're practicing every day. Do you find the spring season to be a little more relaxing for you from a coaching standpoint?
A little bit, but not as much. We talked last time about recruiting. Recruiting pretty much is a grind in and of itself. So you end the season, you go right into recruiting, and then we had about a month to prepare for spring ball. So there is some dead time. There is some weekends that we're not doing stuff. But right now we're back into a mode of pretty much where we're working 7 days a week, and our downtime really is probably the end of May and the month of June.
Okay. Well, the core of the team's success for the Braves relies heavily on its leadership. You've had some strong leaders on this team in the past, and I'm sure you hope to have some here in the future. Have you identified at this point who your leaders might be on both sides of the ball, and do you see anyone else emerging that could possibly take over one of those roles?
Well, it really starts as soon as the season ends, and that senior class left. And I thought last year's senior class, we talked a lot about them last year. They just did a fantastic job of leading by example. Then it's this year's senior class to step up and younger guys, and that really happens during this time of year. So a guy like Fred Williams has made great strides. He's going into his senior season. He's had a great spring and great winter workouts, and now the first 3 practices has really established himself. And as we look to guys on different sides of the ball, we're looking to see, are they going to take advantage of the opportunity? And as a coaching staff, we're just coaching them up. Hey, this would have been a good opportunity to say something. And similar to what we do X's and O's wise, we do the same thing in leadership development.
So hopefully by the time when the game's on the line, they'll start doing this without any kind of hint from you guys on the coaching staff. Well, between the fall season and the spring season, you pretty much have a strength and conditioning season, and you see the players, and they're in they're running and they're lifting and that kind of stuff. How did that go during the off season, and do you see a lot of difference when the players approach spring practice based on what they did in the off season?
Most definitely. Joey Hanna does a great job with our guys, and we started the day we got back from Christmas break, and we've been in basically an 8-week program. And then our coaches are involved in that. Coach Hanna sets it up and determines what we're going to do and how much time we're going to spend with each lift and what each guy really needs to work on specifically. And then our coaches have a hand in their conditioning that goes along with that. And we've had a lot of guys make tremendous strides. Excited to see it now as they go out on the field to see how it relates to their football ability. And
I'm sure you get excited when they come to camp in shape, if camp's the right term to use here. We're going to take our first break. We'll come back and we'll talk a little more to Coach Hinnick about the spring season.
I thought it was my lungs.
I was having shortness of breath.
I had a great team of doctors.
Dr. Lowry, wonderful doctor. The only one, really, who has ever had my heart in his hand.
I don't think you got any better treatment in Duke than you got him.
I felt very safe.
I mean, I feel good. Got energy.
I go to the mall and walk 2 miles.
I come out victorious.
I love Southeastern, and of course, if it has something to do with their heart, this is where you get it.
On Wednesday, April 4th, join your fellow Braves fans for the 2012 Braves Club Car Cash Bash presented by Southeastern Regional Medical Center. This year's event will include a steak dinner, live and silent auctions, and a chance to interact with UNCP student athletes and coaches. The proceeds from this fun and exciting event will go directly to support the scholarships and programs of UNCP student athletes. For more information or to make a donation, visit uncpbraves.com or call 910-775-4339.